Installation instruction indoors and outdoors. Outdoor surfaces that do not need any preparatory work. On plaster with no color and smooth surface. Cement. Expanded polystyrene. If we want installation with joints, we choose crosses of the preferable width. We prepare the proofing Hyperstone tiles for installation. Preparation of adhesive mixture. Analogy: 2.5 to 1, which means adding 2.5 kilos of mortar, component A, in 1 kilo of emulsion, component B, without adding any water. Or in volume 1 to 1 according to the existing packaging. In a clean pot we add component B, emulsion, and we stir slightly. Then we add component A, mortar, stirring slightly again. We stir for 5 minutes until we have the desirable result. A mixture with no lumps that can be anointed easily. We leave the mixture to rest for 3 minutes and we stir slightly again. The two-component adhesive is ready. Application. Spread the adhesive with a 5 mm metallic trowel. Place the stone tiles within 15 minutes since the spread of the adhesive before it dried by putting them together for perfect installation. You can do the installation with joint using the proofing Hyperstone grout or with a colored adhesive. The preparation of the grout is made with the emulsion, component B, of the adhesive, and the mortar of the grout. Analogy: 30 to 35% emulsion and according to the kilos of the grout. For example, 5 kilos grout and 1.5 to 1.8 kilos emulsion. The mixture is prepared the same way as the adhesive. The installation with joint can be done either during the installation process of the proofing Hyperstone tiles or after the installation has finished. Expanded polystyrene. The installation on expanded polystyrene, thermal insulation, is made after the coating of the surface and of course before the application of the acrylic plaster. In case we want to use the adhesive for the joint, we wait for some time until the tiles are steady and we can take off the crosses. Then, we do the joint with a colored adhesive. If we do not want to install the tiles with joint, we just place the tiles next to one another and we have a completely different result. Installation on cement with stucco-proofing Hyperstone. installation on plasterboard with stucco-proofing Hyperstone. Installation on plasterboard can be made either with primer on the surface with proofing Hyperstone adhesive diluted, 1 kg emulsion and ½ kg mortar, or without primer. This depends on whether it is an outdoors or an indoors installation. Outdoors installation that requires preparatory work. Installation on painted, peeled plaster with weak surface. Installation on these surfaces is made by scraping away the weak surface or the color in order to have a proper base to work on. Then we spread the adhesive and we install the tiles as we saw earlier. Installation on non-absorbent surfaces such as panel, sheet iron, MDF, or any other non-absorbent surfaces like ceramic tiles, etc. In all the above cases, we use first primer quartz and roller brush, and after 1 to 2 hours we can install the proofing Hyperstone tiles. Waterproofing membrane Hyperstone. This membrane is a two-component mortar that can be used in cases of heavy damp in the walls. The next day of its use, we can install the proofing Hyperstone tiles, or we can just leave the wall as it is. This membrane does not allow damp to go from inside to outside or from outside to inside. Preparatory work. We scrap away the weak surface of the plaster, and then we spread the proofing Hyperstone adhesive diluted with 1 kg emulsion to 1 kg mortar. After 30 minutes to 1 hour, we are ready to make the mixture of the waterproofing membrane. Mixture. The installation is made by 2 layers on the surface. In a clean pot we add the emulsion and we stir slightly with a stirrer. Then we slowly add the mortar. Blend them together for 5 minutes until you have a liquid with no lumps. Leave the mixture to rest for 5 minutes and stir for one last time. Analogy of first layer: 50% emulsion and 50% mortar in weight or in volume, 2 powder and 3 liquid. The installation is made by 2 layers on the surface. The first layer has to be installed by brush. Analogy of the second layer: 40% emulsion and 60% mortar in weight or in volume, 2.5 powder and 3 liquid. The installation of the second layer is made vertically on the first layer before the first is completely dry. The next day we can install the proofing Hyperstone. Waterproofing liquid for stone surfaces. In all the cases of installation of the proofing Hyperstone with or without joint, in every surface we have to use the waterproofing liquid after the installation of the tiles with a brush or a roll. One layer is enough. If the installation has been made with joint, then we have to apply the liquid after the joint is completely dry. Indoors installation of the proofing Hyperstone in vertical surfaces. Indoors installation is almost the same as outdoors, and it is also easier because in 95% of the cases there is no need for preparatory work. Also, indoors installation is made with one component adhesive and trowel B1, the same trowel used for floor coverings, LVT, etc. If we want installation with joint, we do it with the same tile group for outdoor use. Indoors installation of the proofing Hyperstone on floor. The proofing Hyperstone for floor has a different composition from the one we use on wall. The special composition makes it stronger but not so flexible for the obvious reasons. On the floor we do not need something flexible but something strong that cannot be damaged. Of course, this can also be installed with or without joint with one component adhesive. Finally, after every installation, when the grout has dried, we always have to apply a polyurethane varnish for the protection of the floor tiles.